Hello, my friends. Welcome back. Meg is here on a beautiful day. I was thinking today about books are friends. And I was thinking of that saying that you become who you hang around. And I think it's so important that we surround ourselves with good books, good friends. I'm amazed at the power of books. I think of Uncle Tom's Cabin. It said that book was the catalyst for the Civil War. It infuriated the North that people were treated that way. And it infuriated the South that they were coming against their way of life. And it created a war. And I just started thinking about the power of words and books and how here at the Megas channel, we use books to feel good. We take a little time in our day to make it special. I always light a candle. I always get something warm to drink. I always put on a warm, snuggly sweater. I don't wear sweaters anywhere else but up here in the library. And I enjoy the whole experience. And it's so beautiful. And books help us see the world beautifully if we'll allow it, if we'll read the right books. And I wanted to share with you just some of the most beautiful writing. This is from Virginia Woolf and The Waves. And what I'd like to do, just do a little experiment. It's only one page long. But I want you, as I read this, to really see it, really hear it, really taste the salt of the sea, that tang on your tongue. My friends, hear the waves as they come up onto the shore and as they pull back, just that rattle of the rocks and shells. Just experience it. And books can teach us to really see the beauty in the world. I was reading Rilke yesterday, the poet, and he was talking about people that can't see beauty in the world is because they haven't found their inner poet yet. The beauty is there. My friends, if we'll just look and savor it, don't waste a second of it. Taste it, see it, hear the birds singing, feel the sun on your back, be alive. My friends, and that's what books do. Listen to this beautiful writing and just do this little experiment with me. Really see it, use your imagination. The sun had not yet risen. The sea was indistinguishable from the sky, except that the sea was slightly creased as if a cloth had wrinkles in it. Gradually, as the sky whitened, a dark line lay on the horizon, dividing the sea from the sky, and the gray cloth became barred with thick strokes moving one after another beneath the surface, following each other, pursuing each other perpetually. As they neared the shore, each bar rose, heaped itself, broke and swept a thin veil of white water across the sand. The wave paused and then drew out again, sighing like a sleeper whose breath comes and goes unconsciously. Gradually, the dark bar on the horizon became clear, as if the sediment in an old wine bottle had sunk and left the glass green. Behind it, too, the sky cleared as if the white sediment there had sunk, or as if the arm of a woman crouched beneath the horizon had raised a lamp, and the flat bars of white, green, and yellow spread across the skyline like blades of a fan. Then she raised her lamp higher and higher into the air, and it seemed to become fibrous and to tear away from the green surface, flickering and flaming in red and yellow fibers like the smoky fire that roars from a bonfire. Gradually, the fibers of the burning bonfire were fused into the haze. One incandescence which lifted the weight of the woolen gray sky on top of it and turned it into a million atoms of soft blue. The surface of the sea slowly became transparent and lay rippling and sparkling until the dark stripes were almost rubbed out. Slowly, the arm that held the lamp raised it higher and then higher until a broad flame became visible. An arc of fire burnt on the rim of the horizon, and all around it the sea blazed gold. The light struck upon the trees in the garden, marking one leaf transparent and then another. One bird chirped high up. There was a pause. Another chirped lower down. The sun sharpened the walls of the house and rested like the tip of a fan upon a white blind and made a blue fingerprint of shadow under the leaf by the bedroom window. The blind stirred slightly, but all within was dim and unsubstantial. The birds sang their blank melody outside. So could you picture it? Maybe you have a memory of sitting on a beach early in the morning and smelling and tasting that salt air. Maybe seeing the sun come up over the horizon, the feel of the sand. You know, it makes me also think of Marcel Proust. And in Swann's Way, that famous time when he drank the tea and he ate the cookie, and it took him back to his childhood at his aunt's house in Cambrai. And how we can travel through time in our minds. I think it's fascinating that just in our own imagination, like you can picture biting into a lemon and your mouth will start to salivate. We can put ourselves in a peaceful state, a good state of mind, with the friends we surround ourselves with. You know, I don't want to be controversial, but it's on my heart, so I'm going to go ahead and say it. And I don't mean to offend. I love you guys so much. But can you imagine? I know this is funny too, but if our Bible was Anne of Green Gables, the little orphan girl that by all rights should be bitter, should have been angry, but she didn't let the world dim her light. And she lit up all the people around her, her whole town. Everyone that encountered her were better for it. You know, Anne Shirley would never condone a war, would never go in and kill men, women, and children, have sex slaves, have sayings like slaves, be good slaves, treat your master as you would treat the Lord, things that are in Bibles and Qurans and Gitas. You know, something you'll never see in fantasy books and fiction books, which I'm starting to wonder if they aren't the real thing. But you'll see, they say good is good and evil is evil. The only books that I've ever seen that are contrary to that are the ones they call godly books, holy books. My friends, where they go in and kill men, women, and children, take sex slaves, and they call that good God. No other author would do that. And they say God wrote that. I say that is impossible because God is the highest principle of good, that force of just good. My friends, and everyone can see it. I tell you, it's governments and men that want control wrote those books. And if you can step out of fear long enough to hear that truth, it'll change your life. It's up to you whether you feel good or live in fear. You know, Anne Shirley would never have told a Jewish mother to stone her child for being disrespectful. And I could go on and on and on, story after story, but you already know. My friends, it's important who we surround ourselves with, what entities, what people, what books, what friends, because we'll become just like them. You know, I find it fascinating. Look at Putin. He reads the Bible. I look at all these men of war. They all love the Bible. Even Hitler read the Bible when they were burning all the books. Yet Hitler let him keep the Bible. Think about that. My friends, no one has ever read Anne Shirley, and then strapped bombs on themselves and gone into an innocent cafe and killed innocent people. Where are you going with this, Makis? I'm just saying, there's good out there. There's truth out there. Can you see it? Can you find it? Can you know it? And you will become with what you hang around, what books, what ideas, what stories. And books, they can heal or they can destroy. They can be love or hate. Let's surround ourselves with good. And you know what? I have some books, some fiction and fantasy and sci-fi, and they do have a villain that does bad things. But the heart of it always shows it is bad. They never say that's God, the highest principle of good, condoning those things. You know, I used to have a lot of religious books on my shelves. I don't have any Qurans or Bibles or Gitas anymore on my shelves because they're not the kind of people I want to hang around. I want to hang around good people, loving people, kind people, people that change the world with their light and truth and goodness. Not the kind of people that say that the end justifies the means. That they'll do evil to try to get to a good ending. It's impossible. It will never happen. We've seen it throughout history. Boy, this one got deep today, didn't it, guys? I hope I don't offend. I hope I just awaken and try to bring a higher idea of love that resonates in your heart. Friends, there's good out there. Matter of fact, there's good inside of you. There's a book inside of you. Your true name, your true word, your true identity that's good. That's loving and kind. That's why you're always looking for it in the outside world. Don't let that dark world dim your light, beautiful, shining one. I'm going to leave it at that. I love you guys. Be blessed. We'll see you next time.